Okay, so after studying happiness for a number of years, writing about it, what are the keys to being happy in life? What are the main ingredients? And can somebody who's born unhappy become happy? And can somebody who's born happy become unhappy?
So the born part is pretty important because 50% of your baseline happiness level is in point of fact genetic. And we know that from identical twins that were separated at birth and then reunited at about the age of 40 and given personality tests. And you find that between 40 and 80% of all personality characteristics are genetic, including happiness. And that might sound depressing, but if you know your genetic tendencies, then you can tailor your habits. And so the habits are really important. Now another 25% is circumstantial. Meaning at any time that nice things happening will push you up by a quarter, or bad things push you down by a quarter. The last 25% of your happiness really is all about habits, where you have direct managerial control over your happiness, which also gives you systematically better circumstances and allows you to manage your genetics. Now the important thing is the habits themselves, and this is the crux of your question. Happiness habits, there are thousands, but they're mostly trivial. The big ones are faith or life philosophy, taking seriously sort of the way that you transcend yourself and understand the universe, your family life, your friendships, and the meaning in your work, which means that you're earning your success and serving other people. Faith, family, friends, and work. And so these are the things that I work with other people that don't have their happiness habits or their happiness hygiene in order.
Right. Suppose somebody says, I like to be a loner, I don't really have any friends, I don't want any friends, I'm a writer, I just want to be alone writing. Can that person be happy?
Well, that person is probably an introvert, and there is almost no one that I've ever met that needs no one, because people, Homo sapiens, are fundamentally a social creature. We're built to be around other people. Now, some people are built to be around one or two people, and some people they want a lot of fresh meat, and so they want to be around 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 people. But the truth of the matter is that there's almost nobody who's normal who's a loner.
Right. Friendship is one. What's the second?
Well, is family life.
Family life. Now, suppose you never get married and you just don't have any relations, your parents are gone, and you have no children. Can you be happy?
Yes, and this actually comes from the Harvard Study of Adult Development, which is a 90-year longitudinal study from Harvard graduates, but then matched up with people who didn't go to college. And it looks at what they've done over the course of their lives and whether or not they wound up in their 80s and 90s as happy and healthy people. What they find is that the happiest people are well married or have close friendships. And so it turns out that marriage isn't key and family isn't key, but having very, very intimate relationships with other people is key. And interestingly, I work a lot with strivers, with really hard-charging, very successful people. And they always say, oh, I know a lot of people. I have a Rolodex full of friends. And I say, real friends or deal friends? And there's a big difference between the two. Because
well, let's suppose you're somebody who has a lot of cousins and a lot of brothers and sisters, but you don't like any of them.
Right, yeah.
You like to be happy then?
Yeah. No, absolutely, but what you need is to have people who truly are close to you. And so people who are family-like in your friend group, to be sure. And the apex of both family and friendship is a good marriage. Because your spouse is somebody you adopt as kin, and the happiest marriages after 5 years are also best friends.
How many of